said, I might go down there and steal that cheese wheel. And my dad said, my father, the man who raised me, said, okay. And I said, you will endorse this? And he said, yes. And I said, actually, I don't know if I want to do it. And he said, no, you should do it. And I said, oh, you are my father. But anyways,
that down here was so unsafe on hit.
We both went down there, and he recorded me stealing a cheese wheel. And it was the easiest thing I ever did. I walked in there, I picked up the plate with the cheese wheel on it, and I walked out. And one person commented on it by the time I was around 2 corners. I could have easily been in my room with that cheese wheel if I really wanted to.
It's really funny.
It's the easiest thing I ever did. The thing is, my dad endorsed it. Not only said it's okay, encouraged it.
Yeah.
I was about to back out, and he said no. Wow, getting the edge of the cross slash.
What are you, a pansy? Steal the cheese wheel.
That's exactly. Except the thing is, if you know my dad, that would surprise you because he's not that kind of person. It was more along the lines of, no, you should just do it. And I was like, really? And he was like, nobody's gonna care. And I was like, no, really, what's the worst that could happen? And he says, you get a talking to. And I said, are you serious? I won't get kicked out? And he was like, nobody's going to care. Just do it.
It's really funny.
So anyways, thank you to my dad for being an accomplice in my cheese-stealing crimes.
He recorded it.
He recorded it. And when he picked up the plate with the cheese wheel on it and walked it back, and as I was going back up the elevator, somebody was like, what was that all about? And he was like, oh, it was just a little father-son dare. And I was like, he covered for me. Not only that, he covered for me. I was like, he didn't need to do that. I would have taken the fight. You have to be here next year.
Well, I feel like maybe he was banking on his street cred to get away with it.
It worked.
Yeah. It's like my son doesn't have the clout.
I'll show you. You think none of these old people watch Overlord? McBenedict with the up tilt to show you.
Kimona, the FBI is watching apparently.
You can't prove it was me.
Except that you said it was you.
But they can't prove that it happened.
It could have been a made-up story.
What if
about
I
what
made it
happened
all up? I didn't make it up.
What happened in VR chat stays in VR chat.
Wait, and I didn't completely steal it. I gave it back. It's not like I put my fingers in it or anything. I walked out of the room with it and then I brought it back. Everybody got to enjoy the cheese that wanted to enjoy the cheese. And I'm sorry if we're not talking about the match, but people keep wanting to talk about the cheese.
So
oh my goodness, McBenedict.
Are you a thief, but you're really bad at it?
Speaking of the cheese,
I didn't want it. I wasn't gonna eat a wheel of brie.
That wasn't really cheese. It looked like McBenedict had hit him with an up tilt, but he had just whiffed the up tilt and got cross slash. I was gonna say, speaking of the cheese, we got extra Rage Ryu killing super early, but
Rose, let me make something completely clear to you. I was 3/4 of the way to the stairs by the time anybody would have gone into the kitchen to say anything about it. I would have been in my room by the time somebody looked around the corner where I would have walked out with it. Light the Lantern would like to say something.
But you pumped out. You didn't take it.
It's the most Light the Lantern. I feel like
you don't got to put me on blast like that with your iced whatever coffee.
Is it a Frappuccino? It's a Frappuccino. I was right.
Anyways, back to the match.
Is it a strawberries and cream Frappuccino?
It's not really back to the match. We never particularly started talking about the match.
Vanilla bean? Huh?
So
they didn't have it on the menu?
Running basically even
they
with
changed
a
the menus.
slight
It's really
Dojo
weird.
tilt right now.
Sorry, I was having a discussion about coffee.
Yes, I know, but the people apparently need to hear me talk about this and not whatever consuming items that we can.
No, what I'm doing is fine.
Connecting the up tilt to the chart. Of course it is. Nobody wants to hear about the interesting story.
I feel like if he connected up tilt after that, he could have gone for the Nair chain, but he went immediately for the Nairs. I don't know, man. I'm not a Ryu main. That's just what it looked like to me.
Okay, good focus.
McBenedict now sitting in super control. He is very good at making you be the one to approach. Especially with the lead. He will just take stage and do a really good job of taking stage. Not overcommit a single bit. He'll sometimes...
Unless he accidentally fully fires off the focus.
Sometimes he'll throw you a rope, which happens to be tied in a certain way. That it's a noose. He's giving you the rope just long enough to tie your own noose.
He's giving you just enough rope to hang yourself.
Yes.
Oh,
no!
he jumps into it again.
He was ready too. He was like, all right, the move's done. I'm going to come in with this back air. It's going to be great. Didn't wait long enough.
Benedict is threatening on the controller.
He made Dojo want to commit to cross slash, limit cross slash.
Oh, he's good.
There we go. That was a scout.
I like that McBenedict just DI'd out too. There's no DI up or anything. He was like,
all right, I'm done.
It's like time to go and
Get back to the game. Okay, great catch of the focus.
One thing that a lot of Clouds should keep in mind is that against Ryu, you don't necessarily want to just get your limit charged immediately so that you can have that cross slash available as a tool to keep Ryu from using focus all the time.
Right, this is one of those matchups where you don't really super need those speed buffs that you might in others, because your speed is already enough that you're super threatening as is, especially with that big disjoint. That's usually enough to keep the Ryu at bay.
That was an incredible amount of hit lag.
That was a commit. Okay.
With focus. Shogunuts!
Use the jump. Okay.
Unable to actually connect the focus after that other. Oh my goodness!
He threaded the needle for that down.
That is the first and only time I'd ever seen McBenedict overcommit like that.
It was pretty rough.
And he got